Hello everybody, it's Dawn. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to our new subscribers. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome back to our long-term subscribers and those who are just drifting past to find out what I'm up to. So today we're going to be doing another project from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 37, which has been designed by Sam Calcott. And today we're going to be making a shaker card. Now, this hasn't been made from the elements from the box, so I was saving that from the video. This is one of Sam's designs and it's from another kit, but I was going to do a bauble shaker card and I was going to use vellum. I have got the original shaker elements from this box, but you can't really see them too well when they rattle. So I've decided to use acetate this time, and I am using elements from the box. So we are going to start. Where are we going to start? Good question. Right, the first thing we're going to start by doing is moving this thing out the way. So, or moving the box out the way, I should say. And I think we will start with the front, what will be the front piece. Now this paper is the only paper that I haven't used, which is from the box. This is from my own stash, which I've had around for goodness knows how long, but I like the colours and it complements the other bits and pieces, and you'll see what I mean by that as we go along. And I have used acetate. I've used a piece of 5 by 5 inches acetate. This is a 5 by 7 card. I will add all of these measurements in the description below. And if I turn over, you'll see I've already put my acetate in, or I've used just some double-sided tape to stick my acetate down. You can use red runner tape if you want to, or red liner tape, but I've just used that. You don't need anything particularly strong. And I have used some foam tape on there, just to, because obviously we need a little gap to put our sequins in. And before I forget to mention it, if you were with me for my first project in this series, we did a spinner card. I cut this out from the aperture and I've kept this back deliberately. I didn't know what I was going to use it for until today. And we're going to use this on this project as well. So we've already got that there. We've got our acetate on, which, as I say, is roughly a 5 by 5. You might be able to do a 4.5 by 4.5, but I've done a 5 by 5 just so that it goes up to the edges. And I've just sectioned this off so that more of the shaker elements sit within the aperture. So I've got the shaker elements here. These are the ones that came with the box. And I'm just going to pour some of them in. I won't use all of them, but because you get a lot in this, very generous. And these are flat sequins, multicoloured sequins. They're fabulous. I'm trying desperately not to get them all over the place, which is why I'm being uncharacteristically careful. But I think that'll probably do. I'll save them for, because I might decide to use another shaker card element. So what I'm going to do now, I've got foam tape on the back, and we're just going to pull off the backing tape. Now, I never learned my lesson with this. You should really do this after you've put the sequins in, which I have done, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But I think we're going to get away with it today. And what I'm going to do with this bit here, I'm going to turn it over and we are going to use it as a backing for our sequins. And not only will it act as a backing, it will just hold them in for a couple of seconds while we turn it over and add it to our card. So just where we've got that bit exposed, I'm just going to put a little bit of runner tape on there just to add some sticky. So it probably won't need it, but never mind. So what I'm going to do now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. The best thing might be to do, now this is a 5 by 7 blank card, and what we need to do first of all is make sure we've got the thing the right way around. And I have got, again, double-sided tape on here. And I'm just going to very quickly pull these backing tapes off. So I've got a nice pile sitting up there, but that doesn't matter. And hopefully none of the, or not too many of the elements will pop out. Or maybe one, we might lose one or two, but that's okay. And I'm going to line that up and stick that down like that. And then we have our shaker card. So that they'll move around quite nicely, but they shouldn't, hopefully, fall out. So there we go. Now, we're not going to stop there. I'm just going to get rid of some of this stuff. Pop it in the bin, which is just behind me. Now, I have used the gorgeous little reindeer from the set, and on the back I have got just a little bit of double-sided tape. And I'm going to stick him just there because I wanted some room for the elements to move around him. Now, I wanted to add a frame to this, and originally what I did, I used the frame that came with the box, with the set, the die, and I cut the frame out as you're supposed to, or as it's advised. But when I laid it down like that, I'm not saying I wasn't happy with it, but to me, it didn't show up enough. Maybe because this pattern's too busy. So I'll tell you what I've done instead. I'm going to save that again for another project. And what I have done, I've still used this die, but rather than die cutting it, I've used it without the machine. Incidentally, I've got, if you're with me and you heard me say in my first video that my machine broke, I've got my new one now, so we're in full swing again. But what I did with this one was I drew around the inside and then I drew around the outside. So it gave me a solid frame, but it's still the same size. And on the back, you'll see my pencil marks where I drew around it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my red runner tape. You can use glue if you want to, which is absolutely fine. But I'm using tape because it's allegedly quicker and easier, especially for video. But if you want to use glue, you can use tacky glue. You can even use a glue stick. That will be more than adequate. But I'm going to use my red runner tape. And I'm just going to add that frame. And I do like that solid frame. It just gives it a bit more oomph. It gives it a bit more emphasis. Now, what do I think about his feet sticking up like that? We could put, just a little bit on there. It won't show. So just to stick his feet down to stop it. Oh, that one seems to be okay. That's good. Just going to take that little bit of double-sided off there. Oh, that's fine. So we're nearly done with this project, folks. So this is a nice, quick and simple one. And I've just used one of the stamps. Way hey, it's Christmas time. And so again, I've got foam tape on the back of this, just to prop it up a bit. And I'm just going to fold that little corner over. I'm going to put that there. And we are finished. There we go. There is our shaker card. Those bits move quite nicely in the background, and you can see the lights in the background, that lovely light paper. And there it is, and it stands up very nicely like that. I know you can't see it like that, but if I rock it backwards, you can see it. And if I move that like that, you can see there. So I shall hold it still and put it flat. So there we go, guys. There is our shaker card for today. And I'm going to do an extra one this week. I know I usually only do Tuesdays and Fridays, but I've had an idea about how we can use one of the stencils. So I've had a little practice, and so now I've had a practice just to make sure it's going to look halfway decent anyway. I'm going to share a new video with you either tomorrow or Sunday. So look out for that. It'll probably be tomorrow now. So today being Friday, it'll probably be tomorrow now. So I will do that for you and come back and see what I get up to then. In fact, I might even do one on Sunday because I've had another idea for a different way of doing, or a different orientation for a spinner card. I was going to say a new twist on a spinner card, but that sounds a bit like a joke, but it's not meant to be a joke. That's just my quirky sense of humour coming to the foreground again. But there we go, guys. So for today, I digress. So for today, this is our shaker card, and we've made that using PAPERCRAFT Society Box 37. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. Thank you to those who subscribed. If you're watching and you're enjoying these videos but you haven't subscribed yet, please do click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss another video. There's lots more to see. We've got a couple more projects from this box, and then it's back to our regular schedule. So I will see you probably tomorrow now. So in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.